Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. So this week I'd like to talk about depression. Several of my clients include in their health histories that they have suffered from depression, either short-term or long-term, have often tried several different medications or natural strategies, and rightly so, are very frustrated with figuring out why this is happening in their body and what to do about it. Depression is more common in women than men. Something else, right, for us to consider and think about. And when it comes to hormonal health, we do find emerging studies showing that there is a strong correlation between the incidence of depression and use of birth control pills in women. So we're seeing a stronger and stronger correlation to hormones and how they work, and being able to balance our emotions and the neurotransmitters in the brain, and incidences of both depression and anxiety. So without giving too much information today, I'm going to try to share a little bit about depression in particular, some things to consider when it comes to dealing with depression. And then on Thursday in my blog post, I'll share some strategies that you can consider to support your body naturally and nurture nature, and get to the root causes of depression. So depression affects more than 100 million Americans. It's estimated that 2 out of every 3 people have had an instance of depression at some point in their life. I'm going to read you a couple statistics specific to women. So women taking combination pills that includes estrogen and progestin are 23% more likely to be prescribed antidepressants. Teens are 80% more likely to develop depression when taking the combination pill. And women taking the progestin-only pill were 34% more likely to be prescribed an antidepressant. So this is not an accident. We also see that a personal or family history of depression increases your likelihood of suffering from depression at some point in your life. We also are seeing that research is showing a strong correlation between inflammatory markers through blood tests of inflammation in the body, as well as immune dysregulation. So a tendency to have immune disorders like autoimmune issues. Both of those also increase your risk of developing depression. And guess what? Both of those are issues that affect women, more women than men. We're also seeing emerging research reveal that there is a gut-brain connection when it comes to depression and anxiety. Now, when it comes to the gut, a lot of practitioners really miss what's often right in front of us because we look at the body in compartments and don't see it as a systemic whole, where everything affects each other. But actually, a good amount of the body's serotonin, for example, a critical neurotransmitter in the brain that makes you happy, is produced in your gut, in your microbiome. So there's a very clear connection there. So when you fix your body, you fix your broken brain, so to speak, right? Depression is not in your head, it's in the body. Your energy, your mood, your focus, and your joy will all increase and improve, if not completely eliminate, depression. So when you think about balancing your body naturally from the inside out when it comes to depression, there's really a few areas that you want to consider simultaneously. Optimizing your nutrition, balancing your hormones, minimizing cooling off inflammation, working on fixing your digestion, enhancing your systems of detoxification, boosting your energy and metabolism, and working to calm the mind. And you'll notice that a lot of these are repetitive from the same strategies that we've talked about for any other hormonally driven issue in the body. It's not rocket science, folks. The same principles as a basic foundation of health and wellness really span the majority of chronic health issues in the body. So there are a few things that I'm just going to share today that you might want to think about in terms of questions to ask yourself if you suffer from depression or know someone who does. Questions to maybe work with your practitioner on, or find a functional practitioner like myself who can help you explore the answers to these questions to get to the root of your particular instance of depression. So 1, do you have low thyroid function? You want to get your thyroid hormones tested. That's TSH, T3, T4, and your thyroid antibodies. Are you deficient in vitamin D? Many people are, especially during the winter, and there's a strong correlation to vitamin D deficiency and seasonal blues. Do you have a folic acid or B12 deficiency? Ask your doctor to test your homocysteine levels, your methylmalonic acid levels to see if you're deficient in either of those. Are you deficient in omega-3 fats, the healthy fats that your body needs? 99% of Americans are. Do you have food allergies? It's a source of inflammation in the body. Gluten and dairy are the top two major culprits, not just because I'm anti-gluten and dairy, but they are proven to be digestive irritants and create inflammation in the body. Two of the triggers that we said can lead to chronic depression. Do you have inflammation, right? Many of the things we talked about can cause inflammation, or you may have other sources of inflammation in the body, like a chronic infection or an existing autoimmune issue. We've already mentioned that inflammation has been linked through research to be an underlying factor that contributes to depression. Are there bugs affecting your brain or your immune system? Again, healing the gut is really key to most chronic issues, and depression is no different. You may have small intestine bacterial overgrowth, irritable bowel syndrome, candida, parasites, and not be aware of it. Do you have hormonal imbalances? Out of balance hormones like insulin, your blood sugar hormone, and cortisol, your stress hormone, can detrimentally impact depression. So if you move to a real whole unprocessed foods diet combined with lifestyle factors that can kind of keep stress under control and help to balance those hormones. So these are some of the areas that I explore with my clients who are suffering from depression. So stick with me on Thursday again, and I'll share more specifics about some natural strategies that you can try. Have a great week, everybody.